I see you. I see you. You see I'm
I
different.
see you too.
You see I'm
I see
different
you.
than all the other
No,
ones.
I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know. so I don't know. I think that's a lot of weight class jumping.
Paulie Malignaggi, the Magic Man, a former two-division world champion turned outspoken and controversial analyst, has put forth a striking theory that challenges the perception of Canelo Alvarez. Known for his sharp boxing insight, Malignaggi argues that while many regard Canelo's size and strength as unbeatable, there is in fact a hidden flaw in his game, a critical weakness so significant that Terence Crawford, a fighter 3 divisions below, would not only defeat him, but completely break him down.
This is for Round 8 Boxing. Delighted, joined with Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. We're going to talk a little bit about the Canelo Crawford fight coming up. On paper, it should be the fight of the year. What are your thoughts on this fight?
On paper, it's the most talked about fight of the year. I think. I mean, I don't know what. You're telling me it's on paper it's a fight of the year. Why do you think the fight is a fight of the year? Just because of the popularity, or do you think stylistically? I think stylistically the fight's horrible. I don't think the fight's going to be good at all. But you know, it's two big names. It's I think the public have become accustomed to just matching big names that just create star power. We used to match styles in boxing. We used to try to put together, you know, fighters that, you know, we thought would make good fights. Now we just, if one guy's popular, another guy's popular, say, okay, let's just make them fight. Sometimes it doesn't even matter the weight class. So I'm not really crazy about the fight, to tell you the truth. But yeah, it's a lot of fanfare. Crawford is, I think, starting to gain a little bit of favoritism. When at first it seemed like he would be too small, and yeah, there's a lot to talk about. In this particular fight, though, I think Crawford is better than Canelo in every way, except the fact that there's a natural size difference for Canelo. I mean, listen, at first glance, to be the smaller man is never a good thing, but you know, there's situations where you can be a little bit quicker, maneuver a little bit better, and you know. Sort of be the sharper boxer. The negative thing is you got to work harder, because you know, clinching and holding to rest is not an option anymore, because the bigger man in the clinches can prevent you from resting, can make it physical. It's a lot harder to hurt a bigger guy, and a bigger guy will hurt you more than what you're used to being hit with, you know? So there's a lot more negatives than positives. That's why it's always special when a guy goes up in weight classes and accomplishes things. I think it's mainly financial. Legacy-wise, it turns into legacy-wise, because, you know, Canelo's been allowed to sort of create a bigger legacy than I think he really should have. I mean, he's been able to avoid his mandatory contenders like Benavidez for years, and never had, you know, could always pick and choose his opponents. So, you know, you create a legacy in that way, but you know, so is it a fake legacy? I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty good legacy, but IQ, you know, ring IQ. Crawford is a very good decision maker in the ring. He's got a lot of ability, obviously, but his ability to think in there is on par with the Mayweathers of the world. You know, he's a very, very high fight IQ, and his decision making is and versatility in there is what makes him really good.
Saul Canelo Alvarez. He is more than a fighter. He is an icon, a brand, and the sport's golden goose. His tremendous power has helped him earn belts from junior middleweight to light heavyweight, fighting Terence "Bud" Crawford, the quiet assassin from Omaha. He is a pound-for-pound nightmare, the first male boxer in the four-belt era to become undisputed in 2 different weight classes. His flawless 41-0 record isn't just a statistic, but separated by a significant gap in weight and power. Most experts dismiss it right away. Yet one voice insists we are missing the main point. Paulie sees a major flaw. He recently made waves by stating that Crawford isn't just a better boxer, he is a much more complete fighter than Canelo ever was. Paulie argues that the size difference wouldn't be an issue because Canelo has a weakness that Crawford is designed to exploit: his inability to adjust. This opinion is not baseless. Paulie highlights a troubling pattern in Canelo's career. He suggests that whenever Canelo faces genuinely elite boxers with high ring intelligence, the same narrative unfolds. Recall his fight against Floyd Mayweather. the young, powerful Canelo appeared amateurish. He was frustrated, outsmarted, and rendered ineffective because he couldn't respond to Mayweather's adjustments. Years later, this situation repeated with Dimitri Bivol. Confronted with a bigger man who refused to be intimidated and employed excellent jab and footwork, Canelo's offense stalled. He tried the same strategy round after round, but to no avail.
Canelo Crawford, I know what you feel about Canelo, but what do you feel about that particular fight, which it sounds like it probably took 100 to 150 million, maybe each, in order for Turkey to get that fight.
It doesn't really, listen, it's going to be a fight that people want to watch again, because again, it's something that people generate and talk about. Canelo's very popular. At this point, if he fights my sneaker, it's going to generate 1 million pay-per-views, right? So when Canelo has been put in tough situations in the moments where he's had to really dig down, what has he done? He hasn't really dug down and gone for broke in fights where he's been losing. He just kind of accepted the loss.
Like Bivol?
We saw that when Floyd too. Early on with Floyd too. People will say that he was young, but he never really took a risk in the Floyd fight once he was outclassed. He just accepted it, like, all right, this guy's outclassing me.
Paulie's argument is damning. When Canelo's initial approach of overpowering his opponent fails, there is no backup plan. He becomes stuck and, as Paulie puts it, just kind of accepts the loss, instead of making an effort to shift the fight's momentum. However, Paulie's analysis extends beyond the ring and delves into the controversies surrounding Canelo for years. The tension between Malignaggi and Canelo is not new. It stems from a sensitive issue in boxing. When Canelo tested positive for a banned substance before his rematch with Gennady Golovkin, accusations emerged. While Canelo cited contaminated meat, many, including Paulie, believe this incident permanently tarnished his legacy. Malignaggi has been relentless in his criticism, famously stating, "If it took a failed drug test to realize that Canelo's on something, then you're a fool." This long-standing skepticism informs his analysis. It suggests Paulie thinks Canelo's physical advantages might not be entirely natural, and when those advantages are negated by pure skill, the Mexican superstar lacks the basic depth to deal with it. Interestingly, Paulie wasn't always a believer in Crawford's potential. He initially thought Crawford was too small for Canelo, and that the matchup was only interesting to casual fans.
What your thoughts were on Terence Crawford wanting to move up to face Canelo Alvarez?
I mean, it's a good talking point. I don't know that would really happen, or, I mean, listen, we've seen some strange things in boxing, don't get me wrong, especially in the recent years. So I don't say never, but I don't know how seriously that's going to be taken. But I think when you're at a level, when you're coming off a big win like Crawford just did, anything you say reverberates through the sport.
Do you think Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez?
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence, so shows what I know.
Changed. That night, Terence Crawford faced his biggest rival, the strong and undefeated Errol Spence Jr. Many anticipated an even match, but they witnessed a one-sided display. Crawford didn't just defeat Spence. He systematically dismantled him, walking him down, countering effectively, and showcasing dominance that was striking. For Paulie, that fight redefined everything. It demonstrated that Crawford's boxing intellect was so advanced, his skills so refined, that he could render tremendous physical strength irrelevant. After that performance, Paulie's viewpoint shifted dramatically.
One last question. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, the press conference tomorrow. Who wins that fight? How?
You know what? I'm starting to lean towards Crawford. I thought Canelo was too big at the beginning, but I'm starting the more time passes, I think the more chance Crawford has. I think I could see Crawford winning that fight. I'm probably edging towards Crawford.
He now draws parallels between Crawford's potential to defeat Canelo and Floyd Mayweather, who has already beaten him decisively. He argues that Crawford shares Mayweather's elite skill set, but with a more aggressive, finishing instinct. Like Mayweather, Crawford possesses exceptional timing and distance management. He can switch stances, confusing opponents and creating unseen openings. Paulie believes Crawford would use the Mayweather blueprint to frustrate Canelo from a distance, capitalizing on Canelo's mistakes and breaking him down mentally. Unlike Mayweather, who often settled for decisions, Crawford pursues the finish. Paulie imagines a scenario where Crawford's relentless pressure and ability to adapt wouldn't just win rounds, they could result in a late-round stoppage or force Canelo to quit, exposing him like never before. Thus, we arrive at a powerful conclusion from one of boxing's brightest commentators. Paulie Malignaggi is convinced this contest is not about a big man defeating a smaller one. It is a clash between a supremely skilled fighter and a powerful but limited one. He believes Terence Crawford's 41-0 record signifies a boxing genius capable of exposing Canelo Alvarez's obvious flaw, his inability to adapt when the pressure rises. The question for fans is Paulie Malignaggi revealing a hidden truth about Canelo that many have overlooked? Or is this simply the bitter, biased mission of a longtime critic trying to undermine a legend? So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.